Hold on.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of was clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues? Like, if only I heard the sound when you fell.
There we go.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Everything is in working order except the armor.
That's right.
That's pretty important, though,
we
right?
heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it
Gotta get that
rumbling
fixed.
noise?
Rumbling? I thought it
Rumbling?
was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Probably.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge.
Gundam wasn't there. Wait, no, he was. Gundam and Kazuichi ran out. Okay.
What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Okay, and at that point, it hadn't been tampered with.
Excellent work, Akane.
Oh, wow. That's a big hole, then. You need... So, who ends up having to fix that? If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off.
Oh, the
at
mechanics will
7:30.
do it?
And if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Because his alarm goes off.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is massage time, the clock's alarm, Monokuma Tai Chi.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
Because that's where Nekomaru would go as soon as he would wake up.
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
When I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And if that time was also 2 hours off,
It should have been 7 a.m.
Yeah,
And that makes
that's
sense.
pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
What words? How outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you
So
said
even-
everyone,
Yep.
you were including us, right?
So he confirmed it there that, like, something happened because no one showed up. Because basically everyone woke up at, like, 9 o'clock.
We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Aw, gee
Jeez, that's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
Ching!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Okay.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
That's what he said next.
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru,
It went off at
the clock in
5:30.
the Strawberry House lounge started going off.
Yep.
Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room.
Mm-hmm.
There was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Nagato? It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Because Gundam came out. Hiko came out. Kazuichi came out. I was in the girls' dorm. Nagato.
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko. You
I like how
didn't come
Gundam's
out,
in the background.
Even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
Nope.
If that's the case,
He was in the octagon.
Please, say something.
Unless if he was the one that actually committed the murder.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank,
Your name is Nagato, it's not Frank.
even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
you're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Oh, she didn't hear it either.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but
Now is when you're saying this?
it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagato, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Okay. Does not start with an R. Doesn't start with an E either. Not an L. Give me better letters, game. Deluxe bedrooms. Dang it. Deluxe rooms. Come on, ours. Come on, give me ours. Ah, man, I got rid of the S. No worries.
I got it.
Whew.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise
It's because you couldn't hear anything through them.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Yeah, that must be it.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagato means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Oh! Oh no. It's Hiko. You think so? It could be that he followed Nekomaru. I feel like it could be her, but I don't know. It could be Hiko. It really could be. Because he seemed pretty nervous when everyone got up. Yeah. And he was up at 5 o'clock. And I think he also had one of the nice rooms, so he really shouldn't have been able to hear anything.
Crap!
Nope. Nope. I keep coming back to Akane. I don't know. Nope.
Crap!
Wait, oh, whoops, hold on. What did it say there? I missed it. Oh no, you can't F1 out of this. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die here. I'm shocked. Are you saying I'm the killer? If it's for the sake of hope, that's what I'd like to say, but I don't intend to risk my life for the sake of a reserve corps student. It's not Nagato? Think carefully, the deluxe room should be the clue. I can't remember who had a deluxe room for the guys. Kazuichi did say he wanted to see his insides. I feel like, yeah, we're making all the wrong selections. Seriously, I'm not the killer. I was sleeping in my room and I bolted out of my room after hearing the alarm. What's so suspicious about that? Not Kazuichi? Think carefully, the deluxe room should be the clue. Dude. You know, Sonia seemed really concerned. They had deluxe rooms, but I...
Crap!
I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh my gosh. Is it gonna be who I think it is? It can't be Chiaki, right? I did say it earlier.
We will never give up!
We won't. We won't ever give up. Girl Among Us. Oh my gosh, am I gonna be right here? Nope. Okay, good. I'm not the killer. Instead, does it seem like it's someone from Strawberry House? There's no evidence at all that points to her being the killer. Think carefully. Okay. Then it has to be Gundam.
You're the only one!
Yeah, because you're the only one left.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Oh, so he had a deluxe room. Okay, see, I couldn't remember who of the guys had a deluxe room.
Hear
I couldn't
what?
remember.
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
Looks like Gundam is the killer.
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me?
Hmm?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
Yep, that's what he had said.
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Yep.
Because I was in the lounge.
Why is he sweating like that?
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing? This ruckus is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
And so basically, he wanted to make it through the trial, and basically have everyone else die by choosing a wrong person.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
10?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
They're doing this thing again where they're making me feel like, did you actually make the right choice? I went through every single person. He was the last one I chose.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
Hmm?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Sonia is all about Gundam, huh?
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Does Gundam know he is a human as well? I think he thinks he's like a demon lord. That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Okay.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Mm-hmm.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong, there's no contradiction I can shoot through. I'm going to find out what that is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was
Is Hiko's account the one about the clocks? Oh, where he saw Nekomaru leave. Okay.
broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that, there's no question that the following...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
You know what? I wonder if I need to use the secret passageway thing.
That elevator was the only means of travel. As long as that your assumption...
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return,
Since I was at Strawberry, there's no question that the following...
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Okay.
How much
Secret
longer
passageway.
Why don't we stop this already?
Okay.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
Nope.
No, that's
Bingo.
wrong.
That's what it was. Kickstarter has feelings for Gundam and Kazuichi has feelings for... Yes.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
It sounds like she has feelings for Gundam. For some reason. And it could be because she's an accomplice, maybe? I don't know.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nagito. Yep. Because of when he randomly appeared in front of us.
You're the only one!
You're the only one who wants to have fun
Nagito,
tonight.
You should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up.
Oh, and by the way, that's... Nagito says that is my special talent, is that I'm actually a reserve student. There actually is nothing special about me. Yeah, it was a whole
But
thing.
you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Mm-hmm.